Welcome back to another Chronicles of a Worthy Lifestyle, our winter edition, Worthy Women of Winter. And we have our first special guest, Imani. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome, Alex.
About to dive into so much good stuff. I just want to start off you telling everyone just a little bit about yourself, where you come from, and just briefly about all the things that you do.
Okay, I'm Imani Stewart Jackson. I'm a Philadelphia native from uptown. I'm a graduate of the Hampton University. I have on one of my shirts today, so I gotta rep the real HU.
Yes.
So I help African American women entrepreneurs really get their whole entire business together. Structures, systems, really help them with implementation and really just support them throughout the whole journey. That's what I be doing most of the time when I'm not at ENA.
Yeah, you do a lot. So we're going to dive into that.
Oh, in our podcast?
Yeah, I was about to say, I wrote down everything.
Okay.
I got everything this time. We're talking about everything this time. She has so much that you do. So I want to dive right into everything that you do, and I want to start with Imani Inspires.
Okay.
Really go into a little bit more detail about what you do with that, how people can reach out to you if they want to get your services.
Okay, well, one, Imani, my actual name means faith. So I put that at the forefront of everything that I do. And really, Imani Inspires is the cultivation of my entrepreneurial journey. I've been in this game for a while and just have never, given up, and have always reinvented myself and have been committed to what the end product was going to be, regardless of how I was going to get to it. And I was fighting Imani Inspires for a minute, but this is my baby, and it's really how I plan to help African American women be great and get the bag. I feel like Black women, we service and we serve everyone, and we burn ourselves out a lot, being that we are amongst the most educated, the highest growing group of entrepreneurs. It's like there's no more of a perfect time than right now than to help my sisters really get it. So that's what Imani Inspires is. So if you are, I don't just help African American women, it's just my specialty. So if you want to see the most magic happen, you're going to see that between me and one of my sisters. But I do help all entrepreneurs. So if you are interested in my services or working with me or just looking for some resources, I have some free resources on my website as well. You can find that at www.imaniinspires.com, and also on the website is the link to the podcast.
And I have to just say that Imani has helped Worthy Lifestyle a lot, just in conversations. We're introducing me to things that will make life so much easier for my business. And I think that sometimes people think that we can do it all on our own, but sometimes I don't know what I'm looking for. And I found that you've really specialized in this, and you know what we need to be able to be effective in our business. So I really love that.
Oh,
so everybody, make sure you reach out to her.
I should probably put I don't know who is even trying to talk.
They hate you out.
Looking for the website notifications.
Right. And speaking of Imani Inspires, let's kind of play off of this. What is your inspiration? What is keeping you going and keeping your hand in all these different things? Because you are doing so many different things. So what keeps you going?
Okay, well, one, God. And I was about to say that goes without being said, but no, I'm going to tell it. Because everybody doesn't know me, but God really been holding the kid down for a whole almost 30 years at this point. Really just God and keeping God at the forefront, and just even when I get off the beaten path, because people think that Christianity is about being this perfect person, when the Bible is like really full of imperfect people. So just always being able to go back to God and just know how to get myself out of stuff. The stuff that I put myself in, the stuff that life has put me in, just having that toolkit, like, all right, you've been here before, something similar to this, and this is how you get back out of it. So yeah, God keeps me going. I have some amazing parents that I feel like I don't deserve sometimes, but hey, listen, favor ain't fair. I love them dearly. They hold me down, as well as just are great examples of Black family, of serving each other, serving their family, serving their community. So Yeah.
That's amazing.
And all my ancestors or whatever.
Right. Just keep you moving because you see what they were going through. You know?
Ooh, child.
Right.
You ain't even gotta look back there for it.
So let's rewind a little bit. Right before you were saying that the podcast is on the website. So let's talk about the podcast. Tell them what it's called, where they can find it, and just what different type of topics do you talk about on the podcast?
So the podcast is called the Philadelphia Millennial Podcast, i.e. the Philadelphia Millennial. The Philadelphia Millennial. And really, it got birthed from once I graduated from Hampton University and I moved back to Philly. I was in for like a rude awakening. I had been used to being around a certain type of, lack of a better term, like black folks, like social circle doing certain things. And in Philly, it was kind of hard to connect those dots. It was just pockets. You know, Philly doesn't necessarily have like a DC feel, which was kind of what the HBCU experience felt like. And then just realizing that millennials were in a totally different generation than people younger than us, than people, you know, older than us, then just realizing in Philadelphia the lack of resources for black people, period, for young black people trying to do, you know, good in the community and give back, and for those people that needed the support. So it kind of started off as a blog. 25 in Philadelphia. I started when I was 26. Yes, it's actually still up if you're curious to go back to that chapter of my life. It's actually 25 in Philadelphia.wordpress.com.
Oh, I'm gonna check it out.
Yes. So it's like 40 articles up there. I gotta, like, you know, sometimes you gotta pat yourself on the back. Sometimes it feels like you haven't gotten that far, but when you look back, you're like, dang, I really have progressed. So it really started off as a blog 4 years ago at this point. And it was good, but it was just like, yeah, people need maybe some audio. People like listening to things on the go. So that's what it birthed, and that's how it was birthed. And I talk about everything. I have guests from real estate agents, hairstylists, people that have started side hustles from their 9-to-5 desk, people that are career consultants, therapists, reverends. I got some other entrepreneurs, faith-based people, just really all different types of young black people doing the thing. Now, as I go on, I do want people that aren't necessarily millennials, but have a heart for millennials and can be of a resource. This is definitely, I've had to tell people, this is not, oh, I want to come on here and talk about my business. Like, you have to be giving something to my audience. This isn't free promotion. Like, I want you to have something so people can support you, but you're just not coming on here just to talk about your business and you for the sake of your business and you.
Right. Now, where can they find it?
So, you can go on also ImaniInspires.com or actually PhillyMillennial.com. I forgot that one is actually still up. You can buy a t-shirt. I was thinking about taking the store down and relaunching it my birthday, but it's still up as of right now. So I might keep it up because people be wanting to buy stuff randomly, and I've just ordered some new t-shirts. So I guess I'll just keep it up, maybe relaunch some t-shirts for my birthday. But yes, PhillyMillennial.com. Also, I made a 2020 vision planner on there too, so go ahead and just get your life together. Get whatever you need. I'm trying to like direct y'all.
Talk about the vision planner a little bit.
Real quick, it's like a download. It's $10. It really just goes through your inventory of 2019. What worked, what didn't work, what do you care didn't work, what you actually want to work on 2020. Gets you to focus on a word for a year. Breaks down your goals in like 4 different parts: health, spirituality, personal, and financial. And gets you all together. And then we go from the monthly to the quarter to the month, and then it has a week layout and some other goodies in there that you have to find out when you download it.
Oh, I love that.
And you can print it out or just use it on your phone. I've used both.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
it makes it very accessible. So on top of everything else that you do, I know you also have a scholarship.
Yes, you always get me with this. I do.
And I really want you to just talk about the scholarship, who it's for, and how you created it.
Okay, so who it's for was when I was 21 years old, my boyfriend, who was my childhood sweetheart, went to daycare together, was murdered around the corner from our homes, and he had finished trade school about almost, I guess, probably about a year prior to this. So he was an electrician. He was really good with his hands, and his life was just honestly cut too short. So in honor of his 30th birthday, I decided to start a scholarship in his honor at my church for young men going into trade schools. So my goal is to give 2 $500 scholarships to 2 deserving young men, and I'm really on the hunt for some electricians that are Black electricians that are willing to mentor, because it's not just about getting them to and through school. It's about having them supported afterwards. And really, like, some people joke with me like, oh, you a trustee at the big old church, you down in the front row. And granted, I am, but I remember my humble beginnings of coming into E9 right before the sermon started and sneaking up in the balcony, and some of my best ideas and things have been placed on my heart in that balcony. And literally, I had been thinking, like, what can I do for Terrell's 30th, birthday? That's not like a dinner, not just getting everybody together. Not that those things weren't and aren't important, but it was like I wanted to do something that had a little more meaning, that I could kind of corral everybody around his friends and family, my friends and family, just the community that I had built for, like, gun violence has touched a lot of people in Philly. So I was sitting up there one day in the balcony, actually on trustee duty, just sitting, and service had started, and they made the announcement that if you were interested in starting a scholarship at the church, that this was when the interest meeting was coming up. And it just, like, soon as they said it, I just knew in my heart, it was like, that's it. And I was like, this balcony's crazy. So yeah, that's where it came from.
That's amazing.
So yes, it's called the Terrell Elijah Holcomb Memorial Scholarship. So I have a GoFundMe page set up, and you can find it if you feel so led to donate.
I love that. Make sure you guys go over there and donate. That's a great, great cause. Now, your favorite therapist is going to want to explore and talk to you a little bit about that trauma, because that's big. And what's crazy in the city of Philadelphia, I feel like so many of us experience that type of trauma. So going through it, especially at a younger age, how do you feel like it impacted you? What are some things you saw yourself, some symptoms you saw happening? Like, how were you coping, whether it was negative or positive, going through that? And still to this day, how does it impact you?
Right. Definitely, I have anxiety because of it. Right. I didn't have anxiety really before this, and I had not had anything traumatic happen to me, but some things close to my family members, and it really didn't affect me. I wouldn't say it didn't affect me, but it didn't have any outwardly effects. But when he was killed, automatically, like, it took my sense of security away from, like, everything. And being that we lived in one of the better parts of the city and it happened, it was just like, well, damn, where can I go? Like, where can I go? It was funny you said how you coped negatively or positively.
Right.
So one of the negative things that I coped with, that I thought I look back and laugh on, like 6 months after he passed, I smoked cigarettes. Like, I would go by, so across the street from Hampton's a real bougie Black school. It was like this little Jamaican Caribbean store. You go get beef patties, grape cigarillos, and Lucy's. So every day after class, I would illegally park my car there because that was the side story. That was the pharmacy annex parking lot. So I just would look in the car window and see their parking permits were literally just like printed pieces of paper. So I took a picture of it and then made my own. Wasn't paying for parking. So I would already be over there. Oh, absolutely. So yeah, I would go get my Lucy, and that was like for about easy 6 months. Easy.
How you cut that so fast?
Cause
that's not you, right?
Yeah, like And I mean, grief comes in different stages, but it was just like,
it was just during that
one. And tobacco can be desirable now, drinking once in a while, but like not every day.
Right.
Like you said, it just wasn't me. It was just, it was trauma. It was, my nerves was bad. Just trying to graduate on time.
Right, and that too. That all happening while you're in school.
My second day. Child, I had just left Philly like the week before.
How did you keep it together if you did? And maintain the grades to be able to?
Dean's List. I don't know. It's one of those things that, like, one, my name is Faith. Yeah, and it's like, I didn't, Terrell ain't bang with me so hard because I was just, like, lazy and just wasn't a tough cookie. Like, was I about to get to that point and not graduate on time? And not finish what I started? Nah. But I don't know. God just really carried me through that whole situation.
And then also, I feel like that mindset, like you just said, like, am I gonna not?
I can't not, like, it was always, I've always had expectations. Like, there have always been expectations, and then they never felt too big to fill for me because I knew where I was coming from and I know whose shoulders I was standing on. So it would be like, how dare I not complete college? And my grandmother, who I love dearly, had 2 kids in the South by the time she was 17 and married, 10th grade education, bus 17 miles to a segregated school, moved to Philadelphia with nothing at the age of 35. How dare I? Right. Like, you about to let this? And whose mother was killed? Like, before she even had her kids. So it's like, you don't really have that privilege to not.
And you know people close to you that have gone through things which you feel is maybe more extreme and you've seen them be strong. I think sometimes having those examples around you is definitely key. Also, just that mindset. Like you said, when we enter certain things with a certain mindset, it really helps us.
You can be hurt, but you can't stop.
Amen.
Ain't nobody saying not to be hurting.
Right.
Like, I'm not telling you to turn off being human. Like, it would be nice to. Of course, I would have liked to turn down the pain sometimes, but
it's impossible.
No button for that.
Right. But it's just about how we handle it. Our next move. Exactly.
Yeah. So what you got next?
I just love your story, and I love just your mindset and how you always just kept going.
It'd be hard. My mom made me Faith. I don't know what the hell she was doing.
I want to give the people some advice. So if they want it from you, Money Inspires advice. If they wanted to become an entrepreneur, what would be like those 3 things?
It's funny. My 5th grade teacher used to call me Mother Imani. She knew. She knew.
Exactly.
She knew. I'm gonna buy sis a bag one day. 3 things. If somebody wanted to piece of advice. Don't do it for the money. Don't ever do it for the money, especially not at first. Like, I'm doing it for the money, like the long haul. Cause like, by the time I'm 40, life gonna be different. But you definitely don't do it for the money up front, because that's not how entrepreneurship works. You like front load it with time, and then once you front load it with time and effort, it pays you in the end. But it doesn't pay you in the beginning. So that was my first one. Don't do it for the money. Ask for help. And when I mean ask for help from everybody. Like, don't ask family and friends for help. And I have the strongest village, but and it's not saying to isolate yourself, but use your discernment when who you're asking for and even telling that you're even having the slightest idea about entrepreneurship. Be very careful, like guard it like a newborn baby. But then, also only ask people for help, I feel like, that have something that you want and not in a jealous or envious way, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to get marriage advice for somebody who's in an unhealthy marriage. I need the people that's been married 25 years and ain't killed each other and still like each other. Because there are people who've been married 25 years but hate each other. So it's like, you got to ask advice from people that are where you are.
Aspire to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then my third piece of advice is, so I said, don't do it for the money. Don't ask your friends and family for help, with an asterisk. And fail fast and keep going. My girl Maya Elliott said that like entrepreneurship and like successful businesses are built on piles of failures. So yeah. So if you want some money up front, don't do entrepreneurship.
Right. Yes. Honestly. You gotta be determined. Really determined and consistent. You gotta really work at it for a long time. It's not just gonna come. Alright, before I let you go, just let them know where, again, your website and where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Imani Inspires. Imani Inspires, Imani_Inspires, or online at www.imaniinspires.com or thephillymillennial.com.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex.
Can't wait to have you back again.
Of course.